So today's webinar is on topic implementing enterprise safe framework in Jira Align and ServiceNow. If you are someone who is very new to these two tools, don't worry. This is only a basic level. So the advanced level will be covered in upcoming sessions. So this is the outline of Jira Align part. First, we'll be covering somewhat what is framework and how we are going to implement safe in Jira Align. So what is SAFe framework? SAFe is expanded as Scaled Agile Framework, and it is one of the leading framework which is basically used to define the workflow of the organization. SAFe integrates Lean, Agile, DevOps into the framework that can be incorporated till the enterprise level to achieve the business agility. How we are achieving the business agility? By keeping the customer as a centric person. So the key for the scaled agile is keeping the customer as a centric person. So that's why they are delivering high quality and innovative products faster and very consistently. So now let's dive into the Jira Align implementation. The first thing is the foundation setup. The first thing will be the platform settings that we have to set up in the Jira Align. So Jira Align by itself, it has a foundation setup of three more tools also. For this setup, you need to be a Jira Align administrator. So near the profile icon, you can see a cog symbol. If you click on that cog symbol, so in the left side bar, you can see under the settings, there is an option called platform. If you select the platform settings there, so it gives the settings of all the levels. Basically, we want to configure at the portfolio level. So in the portfolio level, the first thing is the Agile framework. So it asks, we have selected the scaled Agile as a default. And if you are someone who is using any other thing, it is also flexible. So once you select the scaled Agile framework and save the settings, this settings will be saved to the entire organization Jira Align instance, not only for a specific project. So this is how you will be setting a safe framework inside Jira Align. So the next thing is foundation setup of configuring Jira Align to match your organization safe structure. So let me give a short note of how it is in Jira Align level and it in safe level. So in safe level, we have three things: essential, large solution, and portfolio. And how these levels are mapped to the Jira Align is the essential will be mapped to team and program level, large solution to the solution level, and portfolio is portfolio by itself. So in team level, we'll be having the stories, and in program level, we'll be having the feature issue types, and in solution level, we'll be having the capabilities, and in portfolio, we'll be having the epics. So why we are reintroducing the concept of solution train? This solution train is not applicable for all the organization. If you are some organization in very small count, you no need to use the large solution level itself. So you can go for the program level. So program level in now safe renamed to program. Before it was in art level. So art was now renamed to the program. So if the organization contains more than 125 people in an art, then you can introduce the concept of solution train. So before implementing or doing anything into the Jira Align, what basically in our IBC we follow is we blueprint the entire structure. So let me show a blueprint of how we are drawing our enterprise setup in Jira Align. So we used a tool called draw.io, and there we have blueprinted or how we are going to implement our structure in Jira Align. So you can clearly see in enterprise level, we have portfolio vision, lean budgets, OKR, strategic teams, and what are the capabilities and the value streams. So the next three levels are portfolio, art level, and the team level. You can see here in the portfolio, there are three portfolios, and of course, we have the portfolio capacity and roadmap. And in the portfolio level, we'll be having the epic and the epic backlog. And in art level, we'll be having the agile release trains. So you can see here in this setup, we are having only one release train. Your organization, if it is larger, you can have multiple release trains. So the next comes the art capacity, roadmap, and dependency. The dependency in the art level is inter-team dependency, and it doesn't come for a single team. So in feature level also we have a backlog, and all the things in feature level and epic level we have a WSDIF method. So same in Jira Align also we can follow the WSDIF method for both Jira for epic level and feature level. And also we have a Rombo in art level, Rome board, as we know, it is resolved, owned, accepted, and mitigated of the issues. And in team level, you can see here, this art is having 4 teams and the dependencies, and it will be having the backlog also. This is how we blueprint or structure before implementing in Jira Align. So next is configuring strategic goals, budget allocation, epics in Jira Align. So first is the strategic goals. Let me navigate you guys to Jira Align and show you how you can solve this strategic goals. So for strategic goals, you want to click the enterprise button. In the top toggle, you can see the enterprise option. If you click on this enterprise option, so you can see here, it asks to select the snapshot. Once you select the snapshot, so already I have configured something for our webinar. So you can see here, it asks for mission, vision, and values. You can, if you are someone very new, what is the mission and what is the vision and what are the values, you don't want to worry. Jira helps you. There is a question mark icon here, right near the cog symbol. This help icon displays all the terms and elements that are used in this whole Jira Align instance. So it cleanly explains, and you can see the pyramid also says missions are what we do and why we exist and what are the values we provide, and long-term goals, early goals, and quarterly goals are something that the success plan over the year, quarter, and the month. So this is the goals, and the strategic goals was renamed now. Previously it was monthly goals. You can assume that strategic goals falls under the month. So you can see here the strategic goals and themes are in the same level. So does it mean both are same? No. Theme explains what is important right now, and these themes are tied to the strategic goals. And that's why for visualization, they have kept as strategic goals and themes in the same level. And then comes the portfolio objectives and program objectives, which are team objectives or art level objectives. And in goals and in portfolio objectives, you'll be having the epics tied, and in program objectives, you'll be having the features tied. And that's why they are keeping it in parallel. Let me go back to the slide. And here you will be creating the, let me show you where you'll be creating the goals and all. So in the left side toggle, you can see here there is an option called strategic backlog. In this strategic backlog, you can see the strategic hierarchy. So if you want to create a mission, select the mission button. And if you click the add new, you can easily create. Everything comes like that. So next comes the budget allocations. So in Jira Align, the budget allocation is based upon the quarters. So for each quarterly increment, you will be allocating the budget, and you will be assigning the enterprise budget also. So Jira Align provides a beautiful view of how you can show to your manager level persons or how the team can get benefits from that. So let me go and show you how you want to create the budgets. Before even seeing the budgets view, first of all, you need to create the quarterly increment. As I told, the quarterly increments are tied to the budget. So in the same strategic backlog section, in the last option, you have the strategic increment. So you can create the quarters. So for a specific PI, you'll be having 4 quarters. I have created basically for a 1 PI. So I have created 4 quarters and I have tied some budget allocations. So how you can see the whole enterprise budget allocation view in the sense. So if you want to see that, in the top toggle, you can see the portfolio option. The portfolio, I'll select the portfolio what I have configured for this snapshot. And in left side toggle, you can see there are many options, epic, backlog, roadmaps. These are basically comes under this portfolio level. And in more, in the reports option, you can see that funding plan. If you click on this funding plan option, it basically asks you to select the snapshot for which you want to see it. So if you expand it, it beautifully shows for each level how much budget and funding is allocated. So don't forget to select the quarterly increment for which you need to see. Jira Align has this default view, guys. So every time you wanted to see any reports, you want to configure this quarterly increment. Then you select your snapshot and select apply. Then once you expand it, you can see for the IBC snapshot, we have funded 1 lakh rupees dollars, but you can see the total funding is 1,25,000. How it happened? So for each quarters, it is summing up the each quarter's budget and putting it here. And also you can assign the budget for team also. But now for time's sake, I didn't update anything. But this cost column will be updated once the QI is completed. Let me go back to the slide, and next comes the epics. So the epics can be configured at the portfolio level as I mentioned. So in the drop down, select the portfolio option, select your portfolio. And you can see here in the left side toggle, there is an epic option. If you click on this epic, here you can see the variety of epics that are assigned to the quarter 2. Here you can add an epic or update an epic, whatever you wanted to do. And also you can tie the budget to an epic also. The next one comes the aligning team and arts. As we told, we have blueprinted. Once you have blueprinted, it will be easy for you to align your teams and art. You can see in this diagram, I have mentioned there is one release train and 3 teams and one scrum master, one product owner and one RTE, and there are 3 team members in each levels in each team. So how we are going to configure and how you can see the hierarchical view in Jira Align. It shows beautifully the hierarchical view. The hierarchical view you should need to see in the program level, means the art level. So in Jira Align, we can rename the words however we needed and how we can use it in our organization. So here in this top toggle, you can see it as art. Basically, it was a program before. We renamed it for our sake to art. So once I select the specific art, you can see in reports option, you can see all the reports available. I have selected the organization hierarchy and you can see how this IBC snapshot is defined. So it says IBC snapshot has one portfolio. This symbol is a portfolio symbol and it has one portfolio. And this is a solution train symbol. For showing up to you guys, I have created one solution train. So it has one solution train and one art. So basically it gives a hierarchy like intended inside, but it doesn't work like that. Both solution train and art train comes in the same level. So this specific art has 4 teams. And you can see here for this whole enterprise, there are 10 people allocated and you can see how much count it is allocated. You can see for order to cash team, there are 5 people allocated. How we are going to assign the roles? Once you click on this, there is an option next to the details bar, members. To select the members, first you need to add the team members who are going to be working in that project or in that specific team. And you can assign the team roles. And these team roles are not constant. You can modify it in the administration settings. You can see here one architect, analyst, and 3 developers are present here. And these roles can totally vary for each of the levels. And you can see here in portfolio level, we have a different kind of roles. We have RTE and we can have team of team members. This is how you should define the organization hierarchy and assign the roles to the team. And next comes a quick revision of what are the Jira Align core hierarchies. So the theme comes in the first level, which is implemented over years. And next comes the epic or initiative. It can vary according to your organization. It goes to the multiple releases or multiple months or multiple QIs. So next comes the feature. The feature is completed in multiple sprints or weeks. And next comes the story level. That story can be completed in one sprint or within a days. And the task is completed in hours. Story and task basically comes under the same level. Story may be subdivided into small chunks. That's why it is called as task. And the same level we also have the bugs. So you don't want to worry. That's why I didn't put the arrow mark. I just connected it because story and task comes under the same level. So next comes the PI planning. If you're not doing safe, then you're not doing PI planning. So if you're doing safe, you're doing PI planning. So what is PI planning? So PI planning is basically setting up your team for 8 to 12 weeks towards a shared vision and mission. That is PI planning. What you'll be doing in this PI planning, you'll be capturing the team objectives, future commitments, and program risk. And also you'll be estimating the capacity and visualizing the dependencies. How you can do this? So there are 3 inputs in PI planning and 2 outputs in PI planning. So we can see it one by one and how you can implement it in the Jira Align. So there are 3 inputs. One is business context, roadmap and vision, and prioritized art backlog. So what is business context? So business context, as I told you, it is all the strategic themes and goals and all the enterprise level items that need to be configured. That is called as a business context. Basically, it is configuring the portfolio level. Let me show you guys this level, this snapshot, how we can take it in Jira Align. In the enterprise level, if you select the enterprise level and you can see here the option called strategic tree, it clearly shows you under what vision is there, what long-term goal, yearly goal, quarterly goal, everything is aligned. And the theme basically has a theme group also. You can ask me what is the difference between theme and theme group. Nothing is different. Theme and theme group are also in the same level. We are grouping all the themes to a specific theme group. And you can see here the progress of the theme. Till theme group, you can see it in the strategic tree. So this is a business context. And next comes the vision and roadmap. Roadmap is basically the visualization of showing the milestones and deliverables. So this snapshot is basically a visualization of a portfolio roadmap. So you can see here in this two bars denotes the objectives and what all the objectives to achieve this. You can see here this increase sales. To achieve this increase sales objective, we need to complete these set of epics. That is how it is showing. Let me go and show it in Jira Align how you can configure that view. Since it is in the portfolio level, we wanted to go to the portfolio, select the specific portfolio. And here in the left side toggle, you can see the roadmap option. Once you select the roadmap option, you have to configure it because every time the view gets changed. So let me select for all the quarters, I have to see it. So I'm selecting the 4 quarters. And you have to change the view to the epic level. Since it is here in feature level, I'm changing it to the epic level. Then in view configuration, you can always choose the columns whatever you wanted to see. And in other options icon, you can see the property of group by parent, team, and everything. Basically, we choose the objective option. So you can ask me what are the objectives? Objectives are outcomes of the future plans. These ties with the strategic goals. So that's why we always prefer using the group by objectives option, and absolutely objective will also have the key result. Key result is something that's used to measure the objective. It will also have the starting value and the target value. You can see here this objective has these many epics need to be completed. So you can clearly see by this view, this increase sales will be completed once this epic is completed by the quarter 4. This is how you should know to read the roadmaps. So, and also they give an option to export this as an PNG or CSV file. You can share it with your team also. And next comes the prioritized art backlog. So prioritized art backlog. In the word art itself, you can see that it comes with the features. So we need to prioritize the features before even executing it. SAFe recommends using WSDIF method, and Jira Align also has the WSDIF method for prioritization. It doesn't mean once you prioritize the backlog, it doesn't mean you don't need to prioritize again and again. It doesn't work like that. Since we are using the SAFe framework, we are following the method to do with the customer centricity. So continuously based upon the feedback from the customers, we have to refine the backlog. So this doesn't happen only once, it happens often. So how you can do this feature prioritization? Let me go back and show you. So it comes in the art level. So let me select the specific art. And here you can see, select the feature button. In the left side toggle, you need to select the feature option and also select for which quarter you want to see the features. Once you select the quarter, so it shows like this. And in here, you have an option called more actions. And here you can see in third button, you have prioritization. Once you select the prioritization, it asks for some values, business value, time value, job size, everything. Once you give this one, automatically WSDIF score is calculated. If you are someone not using the WSDIF score, based upon your WSDIF score, the points will be calculated. So this is how you can do the feature prioritization. Prioritization is also available in the portfolio level, not only in program level, you can implement in portfolio level also. So you can see here then another snapshot of capacity. Why we are doing capacity in art level is because we want to match our capacity to the feature commitment. That's why we are doing capacity planning. Capacity planning, I have a detailed slide at end of this, all the slides. At the time, I will explain you guys. So next comes the outputs of PI planning. There are two outputs, committed PI objectives and art planning board. So what are committed objectives? So committed PI objectives happens in the team level. So you can ask me in simple words how you can say the committed PI objectives. It's basically the summary of all the stories that you are going to perform in a specific quarters. So for each quarters, there will be a PI objectives and each team will have the PI objectives. So Jira Align doesn't have a separate name called PI objectives. They call it as objectives only. In each level, they have these objectives. So before that, let me show you guys how you can create this team level PI objectives. So since it is in team, you in the top toggle, you can see the team option. I'm selecting a specific team. And here you can see in more items, you can see the team objectives. If I select the team objectives, then you need to select the quarter also. Don't forget to select the quarter. Okay. I think I haven't aligned it to the quarters. Okay. Always show only my objectives option because I have created this objective. So I have to check in this box. So you can see all the objectives that we have created for this specific team and for which team it is aligned. So you can see these two objectives belongs to this basics team and these three objectives belong to the order to cash team. So you can see what is the planned value and how much value is delivered. The delivered value will be calculated only when this objective is completed. So there is an another view of OKR hub. So that view shows how much key results have been completed. Let me go here and show you guys how the OKR hub looks like. So you can see here for this specific objective, there are one key result and how much it is progress. So this objective is completed by completing the key result also. So they have achieved their target. So this is how Jira Align offers you for beautiful view of OKRs. And next comes the art planning board. Since the word comes in art, definitely it's going to come under the art level. So what does it have? It has feature dependencies, feature delivery, milestones of your team. So you can see here, this snapshot clearly shows how many teams are there and how many increments are there in a specific PI. You can see here there are six iterations are there in this specific PI and how much teams are there. So let me go back to Jira Align and show you guys how you can set up this one. Since it is an art level, select the art. Select the art. You can see here in left side toggle, you can see the program board. Once you select the program board, don't forget to configure this quarter also. So I have set up only for the first quarter, and that's why I'm selecting the quarter one. Basically, the quarter one is completed. Good. So you can see here, each icon displays a different view. So these icons are objectives. So these icons are objectives. If it is green color, then the objectives is completed. You can see these two objectives have to be completed by the sixth sprint and this objective need to be completed by the fourth sprint. And what are these shape denote? These shape denote the dependencies. So dependency between the team. So you can see here there is a green color option means the dependency is completed by this team. So also you can see the features that have been planned. So I didn't update the from which date it has to be completed. That's why it is an unplanned sprint. Once you update the date to a specific sprint, it will be moved to the specific column. So this is how you can read this program board. It gives a beautiful view of inter-team dependencies and milestones of the features. So let's go back to the slide and it's about the PI planning. Next, we are going to see about the OKR. As I told, OKR in Jira Align doesn't have a separate view. It has only one create option. Inside there, you can select the tier options. So you can see here in safe level, we have the portfolio, solution, program, and team. This is a hierarchy in safe level. In Jira Align level, you have an additional one thing that is a individual OKRs. So let me go back and show the Jira Align how you can achieve this view. So in Jira Align, you can go to the portfolio level, select your specific portfolio, and here you can see the objective tree option. Once you select the specific, uh, so here it is OKR hub. Both the OKR hub and OKR tree comes under the same option. So here you can see the option to go to objectives tree. Once you click on this objective tree option, select the long-term goal for which you need to see the hierarchical view. Select the root one. So once you select the root goal, it clearly shows. So since it is for quarter two, it shows the hierarchy only for the quarter two. Once I select for all the quarters, it shows the hierarchy of the whole PI. You can see here, there are two views also. You can see either in this kind of view or you can see in this view. Both the views according based upon your team, you can use it. This view I prefer because it shows the key result progress also. So I prefer using this view. And next comes the roadmap. So what are roadmaps? Already we discussed the roadmap in portfolio level. The roadmaps can be configured at all the levels in art level, program, art level, portfolio level, enterprise level, and also in the team level. In every levels, you can see this roadmap. If you see this roadmap, this is in the feature level, and you can see here what is a parent feature, parent epic, and how many stories are assigned to a specific feature. Let me go back to Jira Align and show you guys how you can configure this view. So basically that is in art level. Since I'm clicking the art level and I'm selecting the specific art. So I'm selecting the specific art. You can see in the left side toggle, you can see an option called roadmap. The same view that you have seen in portfolio, everything in the left side bar is same for all the views. So you can see here, this one I hate in this Jira Align. Why? Because once you configure in portfolio, the view of roadmap, it automatically saves for all the levels. So every time you have to update this view. So I am selecting only for quarter one. I have to see the epic progress for feature progress because feature has to be completed within a quarter. So I am selecting the configuration again for the feature level view. I like to see by grouping it by their parents. Once I select the parent option and I configure this view, and don't forget to select here the features. Here you can see here, these are the parent epics and these are the features tied to it. You can see the count here displays the stories. So for this specific CRM apps integration feature, there are nearly 3, 4, 5 stories are assigned. This is how you can read this roadmap of feature level, and this view will be very helpful. Here also you can export this roadmap and send it to your teams. Let's go back to the slide. Next comes the capacity planning. So capacity planning, if you're someone who are new to the SAFe framework or planning to use the SAFe framework, let me teach you how you can do the capacity planning. So for capacity planning, let's consider this box. So this team basically has 3 developers, 1 QA and 2 one product owner and 1 scrum master. Basically, you should always neglect the product owners and scrum masters from your team. So in SAFe, nearly 10 members can be used for each team. So I have designed in such a way. So you need to calculate as 3 developers, 3 into 1, 3 plus 1, QA that is 4. So for each person, I'm allocating 8 points. So 4 into 8, that is 32. So for this specific team, that 32 is the capacity planning. You can ask me, that can be a buffer points, right? Each person can take some holidays. Once you calculate the capacity planning, from that, you can subtract your buffer days. But you don't need to worry about the Jira Align. Jira Align by itself has an option to auto calculate by sending the values. Let me show this view. So this capacity planning happens in the art level. So select the specific art. So you can see here in this left toggle, you can see a capacity option. Once you select the capacity, you can see what all the teams tie to a specific art. You can see here for this art, there are 4 teams. So you can see I have assigned a story point of 30. So why have I assigned 30 story point in the sense? This is a default value based upon a previous velocity we have assigned. As I told you, if you are someone new to this framework, you can based upon the team count, you can multiply it by 8. So I have assigned for per sprint, I have assigned 30 story points and there are totally 6 sprint and I have assigned a buffer points of 8. Buffer in the sense it is holidays that team people take over the 6 sprints. So 8 holidays I have mentioned and the capacity percentage. So always don't load the capacity percentage to 100. Why? Because since we are following the safe framework, we can have anytime dependencies or risk from the other team to solve. So always don't load the capacity to 100%. Make it somewhat less based upon the complexity of the project and dependency you can get from the other teams. So once you enter all the values, it will auto calculate the available capacity and roll up here and show. The same view will be shown in the portfolio level. The same configuration, you want to select the portfolio and select the capacity. It rolls up for all the trains. So since we are using only one train, I click the portfolio also, I can see the same view only. So that's it. I'm handing it over to the service now. I guess you guys can have a lot of questions while I'm taking this Jira Align part. Write down your questions. Let me answer all your questions in the end of the session. Thank you. Glad you can hand it.
Hello, everyone. How are you? I think, the first session was filled with information. So without any further ado, let me just dive into ServiceNow implementation. Perhaps I won't bore anyone. Let's see. Yeah. So first of all, man. Okay. So here we go. I hope everyone can see my screen, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So first, let us see, you know, what is safe, the principles, and why are we supposed to, why are we planning to integrate safe in ServiceNow? And let's just dive things deep. I would like to keep this in a layman's term that each and every one of us can understand. So this is how the process, I mean, the webinar flow is going to go. Meaning, first, just talk something about the safe principles and why are we supposed to implement safe in ServiceNow and the mapping, implementation, and everything. So let me just move on. The first thing is any ideology or any framework or anything that you take, my friends, there will be principles. So SAFE has these principles. The first principle in SAFE, which they say is economic framework, meaning SAFE framework focuses more on maximizing the value, whereas minimizing the time to market and cost and everything. And the second principle that they hardly believe is lean agile mindset, meaning I personally believe less is more. So the less we have, the more we can enjoy. I mean, I have that philosophy. So SAFE also provides continuous learning culture, collaboration, innovation, and etc. SAFE is again a framework which is value centric, meaning whatever we do, building a product, building major products or projects, whatever it might be, it is centered around a value. And SAFE also encourages each and every one of us to have a scaled collaboration across multiple teams, trains, programs, and portfolios, and etc. And the most important thing that I like personally in SAFE is SAFE provides continuous improvement culture. Meaning, let me just tell you a small short story. And I don't know how many of you know, but in science they say evolution. Through evolution people came. So I saw a video where a fish jumped out of the sea, and after that it slowly turned into a mammal, and all the way it turned into humans and everything. So which means if we are not sensitive enough for the environment that we live in, then we will perish. So continuous improvement, means a lot. We should always continuously improve. Thereby we improve and grow and advance. So that's what it is. Yeah. And the second thing is key components of SAFE. The reason why I'm speaking about all these things, meaning I'm pinpointing all these things, is that I'm here to say that you can implement all these things in ServiceNow. meaning an agile release train can be implemented, program increment can be implemented, lean portfolio management can be implemented, scaled agile ceremonies, anything you name it inside the same framework, it can be implemented into the ServiceNow ecosystem. So I would like to keep this very short, and I'm just going to touch upon each and every critical topics. And if you want more information about ServiceNow and safe implementation and etc., you can drop me an email where towards the end of this session, I will give you my email and everything. So let's just see this. So why are we supposed to implement safe in ServiceNow? Everyone will have this question now, meaning you may now even be wondering, of course, glad you are saying safe, ServiceNow, whatever. We already have safe in our organization. So why are you saying something new? The reason why I'm recommending this, my friends, first, it gives you a centralized platform, meaning all this ITSM workflows, business functions, all these things can be unified in just one process, whereby you can create agile groups and align them towards the product or the projects that you are about to do. And second thing is, again, as I said, alignment with ITSM. Thirdly, visibility and transparency, meaning ServiceNow gives you the ability for reporting, and ServiceNow has a lot of analytical capabilities that help you to, continuously monitor what exactly is happening inside the safe framework. It helps you to take informed, data-driven decisions, and also it helps you to, be aware from the risk that is about to happen. The most important thing that I would like to emphasize here is in ServiceNow, when you are implementing safe, it gives you the ability to scale up and scale down. And it also gives you the ability for automation, meaning any number of tasks you can automate. For example, I would like to give you one more example that we did, meaning in IBC, we recently developed a bot named Seneca. This bot, if you are asking the bot the question like what is the status of my art, or how is my art performing, and etc., this bot that I'm speaking now, it will tell you the status of the art and why certain art is not performing well. So let's just dive deep, like what things are, how things are going to happen. Yeah. So the first thing is that we have to enable safe in the ServiceNow ecosystem. So for us to enable the safe, ServiceNow ecosystem, there is a product called as Scaled Agile product inside the application manager of ServiceNow, which we have to download first. And then inside of it, we can find a lot of plugins which will be helpful for us to implement the Scaled Agile framework within the ServiceNow ecosystem. So let's dive into the flow. As Abhi already showed you this diagram, this is the diagram, the overall diagram. Probably everyone would have already listened to Abhi's speech, and I don't want to dive into this again. But anyways, let me just go through the flow. So yeah. Yep. So the reason why I'm speaking about roles and rules in ServiceNow is that before we are going to implement the safe framework, roles and rules are supposed to be clearly established. For example, if you take safe, there will obviously be product owners, there will obviously be scrum masters, release train engineers, and team members, and etc. The first base step, the first most step is that you have to establish each and every roles and rules for it. So, for example, this is how you are supposed to do it, meaning this is the UI, this is how it will be looking. Once you have implemented the product, this is how it will be looking. You'll be giving the ID, name, and everything. And here you'll be assigning the roles, meaning, for example, let's say that there is a person called as Tom, and Tom is a Scrum Master in his organization. So he has to assign this role, Scrum underscore user. This particular thing should be assigned to him. Thereby, he gets access to all the services inside ServiceNow, and that will help him to establish the safe framework inside. So the next thing is, the first, after you have established the roles, rules, and everything inside ServiceNow, next thing is you have to establish the portfolio backlog, and everything. So I will just speak by showing the image. So it is very simple. Once you have installed this product into the ServiceNow, you just have to go to the all, and you just have to type portfolio, where you can just give the portfolio details and all the basic stuff that they will be asking. Probably they'll ask portfolio, the name of portfolio and the description and a portfolio manager. That's it pretty much. And then we have to establish the strategic themes. After you have established this portfolio, once you have to establish the strategic themes. And these strategic themes will grow for an approval. Sometimes that strategic there might be a possibility for the strategic theme to be converted as an epic as well. So these things that you are seeing down here, these are some epics. Once you have installed and once you have added all the epics inside the safe framework, all the epics will be mapped and it will be correctly streamlined towards this portfolio named, see here we have a name called Penumbra. And then this is the roadmap. See, once we have this portfolio and all our epics mapped together, this roadmap will automatically be established, because when we are establishing the epics and features and stories, there will be adding the dates and all the other details that we'll be needing. So obviously the roadmap will pop up all by itself, and then we can also plan the capacities accordingly. This feature is also there in ServiceNow. So this is how the ServiceNow flow goes on. So as I already told you, first you have to establish the strategic theme, and then followed by an epic and capabilities, features, and user stories. So the strategic theme will always be in the enterprise level. And then we have the portfolio level, meaning the epic, and then slowly the solution train and all the other art trains. Within the art trains, we have the teams and etc. I think Abhi already covered all this flow. So then I will just tell you, like, how can you add an epic feature, user stories, and how are you supposed to plan sprints, and how are you supposed to plan program executions and dependency management, etc. in Safe and ServiceNow. So here it is. Once you have established this portfolio, you will be you have this access for this safe board. They name it safe board. So inside the safe board, you can add cards. These cards are nothing but epics. So these epics that you add here will be mapped over there, which I showed you already. As you can see here, all these epics are the result because I have added all these epics over here. So, and then there you can navigate to art. So inside art, you can choose the Agile release train's name, and here you can add all the features that you want. And afterwards, you can also add the stories. See, this is very simple. That is why I'm just going on, meaning everything will be one after the other. You have to just go here and change the, from portfolio, you have to change it to art. And from art, you have to change it to the team. And there you go. In the UI, everything will be there. We have to just click and add it. It's as simple as that. So as I already told you, it also gives you access to the dependency mapping and the dependency management, which gives us the bird's eye view of what exactly is happening and which team is responsible for whose progress and every single thing. And, of course, the sprints can also be tracked in ServiceNow. So as you can see here, this is what it is. Yeah, ServiceNow also helps us to, meticulously take a note of all the data points that is happening inside the ServiceNow in the safe framework. Thereby, it helps us to do the continuous improvement inside the safe framework. Also, ServiceNow helps us to keep an eye on the goals and the targets, the OKR and KPI, meaning ServiceNow has it all. That's what it is. And then we have, yeah. So in ServiceNow, it also helps us to it also helps us by giving custom KPIs, whereby we can call the data individually to any other dashboard that you like, and you can view all these ServiceNow things that we did inside the ServiceNow inside any other website that you like. ServiceNow also helps you to create comprehensive dashboard with the safe thing. This is how you can create a dashboard. I would love to show you these dashboard things, but lack of time, I'm just rushing towards this webinar. And ServiceNow also helps us by giving advanced analytics, performance metrics tracking, meaning each and every action that you are doing inside the safe framework inside ServiceNow, you can easily tag time frame and certain flagged items. You can easily know why certain things are flagged. And that's it pretty much. So these are some best practices that I would like to give it to you. First thing is define clearly what you want and what are you supposed to achieve. And secondly, this is something like I certainly believe you can customize anything that you like in ServiceNow based on the safe principles and practices. So out of all these best practices, I would like to speak only about this: automate workflows and use AI in ServiceNow to streamline a safe process and reduce manual effort. Meaning, we are living in the age of AI, and we as futurist people, we are supposed to use AI inside ServiceNow, which will increase the safe frameworks efficiency inside the ServiceNow ecosystem. So that's it pretty much from my side. I just gave you a brief outlook of what are we supposed to do and how are we supposed to implement.